Okay, please mute the microphones now. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, mute. Now let's continue with our discussion. How to solve or how to find for the roots using factoring. We have, remember yesterday, we have the square root property. Today, let's have the zero product property. What does it say? If the product of two algebraic expressions is zero, then at least one of the factors is equal to zero. Now, what will you do? If A and B are factors of your polynomial and you equate it by zero, then you can find the roots by equating A equals zero or B equal to zero. For example, let's have the last number that we have in our venture activity. For example, x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. The factors are x minus 4 and x minus 2. Now, what will I do next? Actually, you can draw a bar between the factors. The first factor, x minus 4, you equate it by 0. The next factor, x minus 2, you equate it also by 0. That is what the zero product property tells us. Then how are we going to solve for the roots? We simply solve for the value of x. So you transfer the constant to the other side. So we have x equals 4. That's the first one. What's the second one? X equals 2. This is the second one. Therefore, our answers or the roots, we say the roots, we have x is equal to 2 and 4. That is how we do it in this lesson. Now let's have some examples. Ready? There. How to solve the quadratic equations by factoring. Step number 1. You need to write it in standard form. Transfer all the numbers, all the variables to the other side and equate it by 0. Next, step 2. Factor. We factor the equation. Step 3, you apply the zero product property. And the last, we check the root if the roots satisfy the equation. Now let us start with the first example. We find the roots of the following quadratic equations. First one, x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 0. Okay, in the chat box, what are the factors? The factors of 1 are 1 and 1. The factors of 36, 6 and 6. Very good. So 6 times 6, 6. It's not 6 times 6. 1 times 6. 1 times 6 plus 6. The answer is 12.
1.
So our factors are x plus 6 times x plus 6 equals 0. Next, step 3, the zero product property. X plus 6 equals 0. X is equal to, transfer, negative 6. The other one, x plus 6 equals 0. Oops, they are just the same. So our factors are negative, our roots are negative 6 and negative 6. How will you say it if there are two negative 6? You could not say -6 and -6. Wrong. The correct way to say it is the roots are -6 of, or we say with, multiplicity. Sorry. 2. It means there are two -6 for the answers. If there are two 4s, you say 4 of multiplicity 2. Any questions? Give me a thumbs up if you understood how to do it. Oh yes, Kyle. You've raised your hand. Questions, Kyle?
Ma'am, saan pagkabalo na negative siya?
Kung saan pagkabalo nga negative? Aha nga part, Kyle. Sa factoring first or sa answer na?
Kanang nasa answer na, ma'am.
Here. Remember, this is +6. We transfer it to the other side, right? So, positive, once it will
Yes,
go
ma'am.
to the other side, will become negative. That's why the answer is x plus -6. But if your factor is like this,
Thank you, ma'am.
x minus 7 equals 0. If you transfer -7 to the other side, it becomes positive. X equals 7. Okay, other questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Feel free to raise your hand because during the quiz, you could no longer raise your hand. Yes. Let's have another example, okay? X squared minus x minus 20. Okay. Go back again. Look at the first term. What's the numerical coefficient? 1. What are the factors of 1? In the chat box. Ready? Very good. 1 times 1. Next, -20. You look at the last term, -20. What numbers, when you multiply both, the answer will be -20? Oops, AP, stop writing. For example, we have 4 and -5. Very good. Ma'am, what if pag-cross na mo, ma'am, kay mali ang among sum? Hindi mag-try again of another combination. Let's cross-multiply first. Do not go ahead without checking if it's the correct one. 1 times -5 is -5. 1 times 4 is +4. -5 plus 4, remember, if I'm not your grade 7 teacher, right? In my grade 7 class before, I keep on teaching them this song. Same signs, add and keep. Different signs, subtract. Sa different signs, subtract. 5 minus 4, 1. Copy the sign of the greater number. Copy the sign of the greater number, -1. So, you look at the middle term. Is it -1? Correct. It's -1. So, write x, write x. Our factors are x plus 4. The other is x minus 5 equals 0. Let us solve. X plus 4 equals 0. Transfer 4 to the other side. X equals -4. Oh, side comment. Please do not keep drawing. You know what, in my classes before, when I'll draw this one to show to transfer, in the workbook, they also draw the same arrow. Please do not draw the arrow anymore. So the answer is x.
Sorry.
No problem. Negative.
I accidentally pressed the draw button.
Oh, no worries, AP. Next, x minus 5 equals 0. Transfer negative 5 to the other side. We have x equals 5. So what are the answers? What are the roots? We have negative 4 and 5. Very good with that one. Any questions before we go to the next one? Or if you're okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Let's go to the next example. Ready? Oops. X squared minus 16. Actually, you can apply the one you learned yesterday. Here, x squared and the constant only. So we have square root of x squared, x, and x. Next, square root of 16, 4, and 4. But since it's negative there, we say it's the sum and difference. So minus and plus, or plus and minus, the same. Let's draw the bar. X minus 4 equals 0. Transfer, we have x equals 4. The next one, x plus 4 equals 0. Transfer, we have x equals negative 4. So what are the answers? We have 4 and negative 4. Or remember how do you write it? It can be plus and minus 4. Any questions? No other questions? Let's go to the problem. I'll skip the rest. Anyways, these are in your lecture notes for the online and in your module for the modular. Now let's go to the last one. Let's have the problem. What's the problem all about? Paulo builds, wait first, where's my pen? There. Paulo plans to build a rectangular swimming pool in his backyard. The swimming pool area must be 96 square feet. And its perimeter, remember the perimeter is the distance around an object, must be 40 feet. We find the length and the width of the pool. I presented a different one in the module. I'll also present a different one here, the one that's easier for me. How do you do it? We don't know what the length is, right? So we say, let x be the length. Now, how will I solve for the width? You listen. If both the perimeter and the area are given, you solve the width using the perimeter. Remember, the perimeter is equal to twice the length plus the width. So how will we do it? Let us substitute. What's the perimeter? 40 equals to quantity. What's the length? Here, x plus the width is missing. Next, there's 2 outside, right? So we divide both sides by 2. The left side divided by 2, the right side divided by 2. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. 2 divided by 2, we cancel it out. So you have x plus the width. We transfer x to the other side. So our width is equal to 20 minus x. So what's the value of our width here? 20 minus x. That is the width. Okay. Let me show you a different technique. You know what? I used to coach the MTOP, so I'm teaching the technique in class. Everybody can learn. For example, if the perimeter is 30, then how will I write the length and the width without calculating this? I'll just say, let x be the length. Why is my pen not working that much? What is the width? You divide the perimeter by 2. Divide by 2. 15, right? 15 minus the length. 15 minus x. That is the width. Or another. If the perimeter is, sorry, my 48. If the length is x, then my width will be, divide this by 2, 24 minus x. That's the technique. If you want me to solve the logical procedure, you go back here. You will come up with the same answer. Now, after you represent, let us now solve for the value of the length and the width. Remember the formula for area? It's length. Sorry, why is my pen not working?
Purot ng ink, ma'am.
Purot na ang ink. O base, I'll change the tip of my pen later. Now, area equals length times width. Let us substitute. What's the value of the area? 96, right? What's the value of the length? There, go back to the representation. X times, what's the width? 20 minus x. Let us distribute. We have 96 equals 20x, that's x times 20. X times negative x is negative x squared. Next, we write it in the standard form. So we have, let me continue here. X squared minus 20x plus 96 division mo agi equals 0. Let me transfer to the whiteboard. Okay, we have x squared minus 20x, right, plus 96 equals 0. Let's do the trial and error. Okay, what are the factors? In the chat box, tell me what are the factors? What are the factors? Anyone who has the answer? Okay, let's do the trial and error. 1. 1 times 1. How about for 96? 96. 12 times 8. Here, same signs, right? But the middle sign is a negative. So you'll have same, but both are negative. So negative 12 and negative 8. Let's cross multiply. Negative 8, the other, negative 12. The answer is negative 20. Check. So the factors are x minus 12 and x minus 8 equals 0. You draw a bar, x minus 12 equals 0. Transfer to the other side, x equals 12. X minus 8 equals 0. Transfer to the other side, you have x equals 8. So our roots are 12 and 8. Don't forget the unit of measure, feet and feet. But the question is, what's the length and what's the width? Remember, our length is x. Our width is 20 minus x. So our length is x. Which one? 12 or 8? Remember that's why it's called length, because it's long, longer than the width. So the length is 12 feet and our width is 20 minus 12, 8 feet. So here's now our answers. Do you have any questions?